Thank you, Honorable Assistant Deputy Speaker. I just wanted to reiterate a couple of thoughts that I had shared during second reading on Bill 2, the Provincial Court Amendment Act, also known as Kiera's Law. It's important to remind the House where this legislation came from. Bill 2, Kiera's Law, is named after Kiera Kagan, a 4-year-old little girl who was found dead next to her father at the bottom of an Ontario cliff in 2020. This was after her father was granted permission, even with 53 court orders being issued against him for unpredictable and violent behavior, to have access to Kiera. About a year ago, on April 3rd, 2024, I had the honor of introducing Kiera's Law here in the Manitoba Legislature. It was seconded by my colleague and friend from Brandon West. Bill 209, the original bill, was created through the consultation with hundreds, possibly thousands of individuals here in Manitoba and across Canada. I also worked very closely with many individuals who were exceptionally brave and shared their personal experiences and how Kiera's Law, as a piece of legislation, could help them and their families. It was such an experience hearing from these individuals who we were able to consult with, and to not only see this legislation move forward through committee, but to be able to participate throughout the stages. Honorable Deputy Assistant Speaker, this bill was about providing judges and judicial justices of the peace with ongoing education on intimate partner violence, coercive control, and sexual assault law. It is important to share that this legislation was also supported and enacted by all political parties in different provinces and nationally. Now, if we fast forward a little bit, we had a powerful committee on October 10th, 2024. And I've sat on many committees over the last 9 years, and this one by far was one of the most impactful and powerful because of the stories that were shared. It was so evident how needed and necessary this legislation is here in Manitoba. And again, I want to give my sincerest of thanks to those who came and presented at committee, and to my colleagues who came and attended committee and asked questions. Honorable Speaker, Manitoba has one of the highest rates of intimate partner violence, and it is disappointing that this bill had been held up. Now, if we fast forward just a couple of weeks through many conversations and meetings, the Justice Minister and I were able to come to an idea, and it was suggested that if I withdrew my bill, the government would introduce theirs. Now, I disagree with this approach, but I do have to agree that their bill is stronger. So on October 30th, 2024, I withdrew Bill 209, and the government replaced it with Bill 41, which is the Bill 2 that we are debating here today, the Provincial Court Amendment Act. I want to be very clear, as a lot has been put on record during second reading of this legislation. I do not agree with the political games played with this piece of legislation, but I do mean it sincerely when I say that I'm grateful that this legislation is in fact moving forward. I think that it's a perfect example of how, if MLAs were to put partisan politics aside, we could work together and pass more legislation that will benefit all Manitobans faster and more efficiently. Honorable Assistant Deputy Speaker, I thank you for the opportunity to share a few words. I thank all of my colleagues for supporting the legislation. It is critical to implement here in Manitoba. For my colleagues on the PC side for supporting me in my efforts all the way through, as well as the Justice Minister in working with me and collaborating with me on their new piece of legislation. Thank you.